Hello everyone. Today is Travel Talk Tuesday with Lauren. And the best thing about these things is that I can come to you live and answer your questions from anywhere. So today I asked a question in the announcement about when I was going to be going live. And that's like what is the number one question that most people ask or most people search online? And usually that question has to do with when is the best time to travel, things like that. And of course, that's different for depending on what you're looking at. Usually they're looking for things like when is the cheapest time? When is it less crowded? When do you get the best overall experience? When is the best weather? So these are questions that a lot of times people are asking. And of course, it depends on what you're doing, what your priorities are in answering these questions. You know, the best time as far as weather to go someplace really depends on where you're going. And a lot of times the best weather is always the peak season. And so you're going to get the best weather, but it's the peak season for other people also wanting to experience that. So if weather is your priority, you might be in a place that's very crowded because everybody else is enjoying that best weather opportunity as well. So it really depends on what you're looking for when you're looking about when is the best time to travel. The best time for booking flights is usually like Tuesdays and Wednesdays, because anytime it's an off season or low demand, that's going to be the best time to travel price wise, the best time to travel if you don't like crowds. So anytime that school is out and the kids are available for travel is not going to be the best time if you're looking for cheap, if you're looking for less crowds, okay? So, because it's all about supply and demand, and a lot of pricing is dynamic, so it changes over time. A lot of times airline tickets, flights will change over time because they're dynamic. It's not, this is a set price every single day. It will change depending on demand because it's reading algorithms. The whole AI thing is really helping a lot of businesses to make the most out of the supply and demand. They're not having to guess as much because they have these algorithms that they can rely on. So demand goes up, prices are going to go up. That could be, cruises, that could be flights. So it really makes it difficult to answer questions like that. When is the best time as far as, price? Now we can answer when is the best time to get the best experience, depending on what your priorities are. So cheap is not always going to give you the best experience. If you're needing to do something really cheap, because of necessity, well, that's different. If you're looking for a good experience, that is not always going to be your cheapest option, because you can get a flight that is very, very cheap, but a lot of times you don't pick your seat. You have to go very early. The best deals are going to be if you leave extremely early. That could be 5, 6 a.m. in the morning. Now, if you're a morning person, that's going to be awesome for you. If you're not, that's not going to be good for you. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, when less people are traveling because so many people travel for business and weekends. So those are going to be your best bets for cheap. But cheap does not include a lot of things that most people think should be included. So flights, you don't get to pick your seat. You have to pay. So if you want to pick your seat, you have to pay extra. You want to bring bags, that's going to be extra. You want to have Wi-Fi, sometimes that's extra. So you can get really cheap deals, but make sure that it's the experience that you want. So the best time to do something, it all depends. The best time to see the northern lights in Alaska is going to be towards the fall. Not always going to be the best weather per se. If you want the best weather, it's going to be in the summer during peak season when everybody else is there. So I am happy to answer when is the best time for you specifically for whatever you're doing. Just reach out, send me a message, and I will be happy to walk you through that. So this is the good thing about having options. If you have more options, you have more things to pick from. You don't have to go during peak season when everybody else is going. You don't have to go the cheapest route, which is usually the most crowded and things like that. So if you have more options, you're able to pick better experiences, better times to go. And a lot of times having those options means it's not dependent on a schedule or somebody else's schedule. Could be your work schedule, could be school schedule, things like that. But I am happy to help you with that. That is one of the great things about having a travel advisor in your corner, is that we can narrow down specifically for what you are looking for to give you that best experience for the best price. So it's not always about what is cheapest, but it's the best experience for your money, the best value for your money. Okay, so those are some of the top number one searched questions. Is when is the best time? Best time for flights, best time for weather, best time to visit Alaska, best time. And so again, we as travel advisors, we can do that research. We can get that information for you. So just reach out to me and I will be glad to help point you in the best direction on when is the best time for these different things, depending on what you are wanting to accomplish. So here's another question for you. Have you gone to a family reunion, or have you been the person planning those family reunions? If you have been the person planning those family reunions, raise your hand, okay? Raise your hand. Planning family reunions is almost like planning a wedding, okay? There's so many moving parts to it and so many people to consider. So I'm just going to briefly go over a few things. And if you want the more detailed information on planning a family reunion, things to consider, just put that in the comments, family reunion, and I can connect you and send you out some information. But okay, let's talk briefly about planning a family reunion. One, have one point of contact, one main person doing the planning. This avoids so many voices all trying to plan. So have one main person doing the planning. Maybe do a poll on give your people a couple different options on dates. But just know you're not going to be able to please everybody. You're not going to be able to include everybody. So already know that, okay? Because if you're trying to please everybody and include everybody, you are never going to get it planned and executed. So you're going to try and take as many options as into consideration as you can. Budget and time. When can the most people go? What is the best budget? And then work from there. And if you would like this information, just reach out to me, put in there family reunion, and I'll send you this information. And if you would like help in planning a family reunion, then I'm your girl. I can help you with that. So again, if you are just joining us, this is Travel Talk Tuesday with Lauren, and I'd really like to know if you are tuning in. Where are you tuning in from? So just put that in the comments. Where are you watching from? If you're watching the replay, in the comments, where are you watching the replay from? So the internet's a little bit slow, but if you are watching the replay, put the replay in there and where you're watching from. So, okay, I hope we're back. Going back to family reunions. Have one point person who is in charge of doing all this stuff with a couple helpers. Do a poll, get an idea, consensus as to a budget and to some dates to plan. Knowing you can't please everybody, not everybody's going to be able to go. Pick a date early, so that gives you the most options and gives people time to start planning. If you're doing something local and small, maybe 6 to 9 months. Doing something mid-sized, maybe 9 to 12. If you're doing a large family reunion and people are coming from all over the place, then you're going to want to do that 12 to 18 months out, because the larger the group, the more you're going to need to plan it ahead of time, because you're going to want to be booking things for larger groups, and you want to make sure that you have enough hotel rooms or space or whatever to be able to facilitate that. So choose the type of reunion. Is it going to be local? Is it going to be a destination? Is it going to be a cruise? Is it going to be resort? Cruises and resorts are some of the top ways to have a family reunion, because everybody's together in one place. Everybody can do certain things together, but they also have options to do things aside. So not maybe everybody wants to go hiking, right? But you could have a group that does that and a group that doesn't. This way, you can have some different things for different people. Have a budget. Is it, and what is the budget going to include? And who's going to pay for what when? So if you have someone like me coordinating it all, then I'll be happy to work with each person individually for getting those things paid for. You don't have to be there worrying about who's paid, who's not, those kinds of things. And communication is always key. Emailing updates, keeping people in the loop, and things like that. So just a few things to consider. And there's also, I can give you access to a really cool guide called this Family Reunion Questionnaire or Planning Questionnaire. So if you are looking to plan a family reunion, you need some help, you want to know where to start, I can either give you some resources to work with, or I can help you plan those things out together. But this is a cool resource, this questionnaire that you can send out to people and get a lot of that basic information. What is the best budget, things like that. So I hope that you have enjoyed Travel Talk Tuesday. And please give me your questions. What is something that you have been dying to learn about? Whether it's something about going somewhere, or maybe it's just something about the travel industry itself, what it's like to be a travel advisor. I'll be happy to answer those questions. Just drop them in the comments, message them to me, and I will be happy to guide you and give you as much information and answer those questions as possible. So dislike and follow. Let me know if I can help you in any way. And between now and next Tuesday, I'll be looking for other questions to answer. So I'd be happy to take your questions in and make a Travel Talk Tuesday answering those questions. Just let me know what's on your mind. Okay? Thanks for joining in. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching the replay. Thanks for sharing it out. If somebody else that you know of is trying to plan a family reunion or is looking for this information, send it over to them and let them watch the replay too. Okay? Y'all take care for now, and happy travels.